In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I edit my Instagram pictures, but also I'm going to be giving you some tips for how you can create a more authentic audience using Instagram. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And of course, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Erin, and this channel is all about helping game-changing female entrepreneurs to build the business and life of their dreams. So you guys were begging me for so long to create a how I edit my Instagram pictures, and I was really hesitant to do this for a while because this process is not comprehensive whatsoever. I have like 2 steps that I do for creating my Instagram feed how I do. But I thought to make the video a little bit more valuable, I could also talk to you about creating an authentic audience using Instagram. And even though I just put out the video a couple of weeks ago about how to use Instagram stories, I'm gonna give you just a few little tips that I've learned about how to grow your Instagram. So let's jump into my phone. I'm going to start recording my screen. Pretty handy tool that we've got here. So essentially all I do to edit my Instagram pictures is use VSCO Cam. I know, as I said, it is not groundbreaking, but basically I just jump into VSCO Cam, and I should have prepared this earlier, but I'll just choose a photo that's currently not edited. Okay, so this is the photo that I have first chosen to use. This is just a selfie that I took with some bright pink lipstick. As you can see here, it is pretty dull. All the colors are pretty dull. Now, the filter that I do use on every single one of my Instagram pictures is C6. Now, I'm pretty sure the C series is one that you do need to purchase. I think it's only a couple of dollars though. So you just purchase it from the VSCO Cam store. But I pretty much just chuck C6 onto all my pictures. Now, what I would do after that is I would just assess each picture individually as to whether I needed to increase the exposure, the contrast, and sometimes the temperature and tint. They're the only things that I touch. So, I mean, this picture is pretty much looking okay just with the C6. I could quite possibly bring down the exposure just a little bit to increase those shadows and make my hair just look a little bit darker and a little bit more stand out-ish. What I then could do is just slightly increase the contrast. I obviously don't want to make myself look orange. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'd rather be orange than white. Let's put it that way. And then because I do have that kind of pinky undertone to my entire Instagram feed, sometimes the way that I achieve that is by turning the tint down. So with the tint, you can either see if I go right up with the tint, it'll go really red, or down it goes really orange. So, sorry, I said I go down. I actually go slightly up. So now, for selfies, sometimes what I do is go into Facetune. I'm pretty sure everybody does this by going into Facetune and just smoothing out if I have any imperfections. I sometimes get really bad pigmentation on my arms if I've been filming or really hot. I know that sounds really gross, but obviously you don't want to change who you are using Instagram filters or anything like that. But if there's something that is not usually on your body, like a pimple or some redness or, you know, anything like that, then go, why not? You can take that stuff off. Obviously, when you go to it, like making yourself skinnier or making your nose a completely different shape, that's a little bit on borderline, but if it's still you and if you're just removing some imperfections, that is absolutely fine. So to do so, as you can see, the consistency of my skin in this on my arms is not looking amazing. I would just go in and use the smooth tool and just smooth that out a little bit. You don't want to make yourself look waxy because that is not cute, but just going on and giving a few little touches. And as you can see, by pressing this button here, it is just a little bit smoother and a bit more vibrant. Now, because this picture does show my ring, what I would then do is I would go into the details tool in Facetune. And just to make that ring a little bit more sparkly, I would just go over it with that details tool so it does stand out a little bit more. Look at that bling.
Ling Ling, you forgot your bling bling.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, that is how I would leave this photo. So now I've just jumped back into VSCO and I'm going to just edit another picture that isn't a selfie, just so you can see, because this one is actually really dark. So you'll see some of the edits that I do.
What I do
on a picture that is a little bit dark. So as you can see, I've still chosen C6. It is my favorite filter. It is how I keep my theme consistent with my Instagram. But this one is a little bit dark, so I am going in and bring that exposure up quite a bit. But to make sure that I'm not losing any of the details, I'm also going to bring the contrast up a little bit of this one as well. I am also going to go in and just have a little fiddle with the temperature just to make it less orangey by slightly taking it down. And then I'm going into the tint and slightly taking that up to bring those pinks out. Now, as you can see here, my hand is super wrinkly, so I'm going to go back and do the same thing in Facetune that I did for my arms in the first picture. And I'm just going to go in and just smooth that out a little bit. It's obviously, my hand in real life isn't a super wrinkly hand. It's just the way that I was holding the phone in this picture. So I just want to make that just look a little bit more attractive. Ugh, I really wish I did my nails in this picture. So as you can see, that is how I edit my Instagram pictures. Again, I was hesitant to make this video because it's super uncomprehensive. It's only those couple of steps that I do use. I don't use any of the other apps. I've tried them all, but I just love VSCO. I think it's the best app that you can use, and C6 is the filter of choice. Now, when it comes to Instagram and growing an authentic Instagram audience online, one of the most important things that you need to recognize is that Instagram has to be a two-way communication street. If you're starting out and you don't have a huge audience where you kind of can just post and run, it's really important that you are building relationships to build that audience. Especially if you're a brand, you want to be getting out there and having conversations, following other people, liking their posts, commenting on their posts, and really being active on the platform. Instagram rewards activity. So if you're a smaller Instagrammer, you can't just post and then not think about it. You have to be responding to all your comments, all your DMs, and really engaging with other people online. If Instagram sees that you're active, it's going to recognize that you're bringing value to the platform, you're bringing people into conversation, and it's going to put your post to the top of your audiences, and even, you know, if you can get on that discover page, new audiences feed. Another really important thing is make sure you are using those hashtags, but using them relevantly. You know, a lot of people have had their accounts shadow banned, a lot of posts get shadow banned. I've had a couple of mine shadow banned for using things like Girlboss, but making sure that you're using relevant and creative hashtags that are really going to be searchable for your particular audience. A lot of people are on the fence about whether hashtags are still relevant. I totally think they are, provided that you're not going for the big, huge hashtags where your posts will never be seen because that feed is moving too quickly. The final thing that I am going to say, of course, and you guys are probably going to get sick of me saying this, but it is to be consistent. If you're not showing up for your audience, then someone else will be. And just like I said, Instagram rewards people who are using the platform effectively. So make sure you are posting a make sure you're posting a minimum of once a day, and if you can, I can't, but if you can, post twice a day, but making sure that you're posting at the same time and that you're really being consistent and trying not to miss any of those days. So those are just a quick few tips for how you can make your Instagram a little bit more engaging for your audience, and you know, Instagram can reward you for your activity. And that's how I edit my Instagram pictures. I know it's not groundbreaking, but I hope it gives you some ideas for how you can be a little bit more consistent with your feed and your theme. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I very much appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below if you liked this video and what other videos you want to see in the future. I'll see you in the next